Wow. What a game. What a fantastic game. If only all the games of Sunday football were like that Sunday night football game between the Bears and the Niners coming down to the last throw. Niners pulling off the win, home field advantage all the way through the Super Bowl. They're humming. Defensively, they give up a lot, but their offense can match that in almost every case, and they're still a tough defense, even though they give up a lot. Very, very fun to watch Shanahan right now concoct an offense that is going to be very, very tough to contend with for Philly, for the Rams, for everybody in the NFC. Who do the Niners potentially face off against in the, dare I say, NFC Championship game? This is a team with home field advantage, pretty much has the best shot at walking straight into the NFC Championship game to face off against who? Who will it be? And they will have a real nice shot at moving forward. Burden looks like he's hurt bad. Couldn't get up after that game, so prayers up to Burden. Burden had a phenomenal day. Loveland had a phenomenal day. Brock Purdy absolutely exploded. Christian McCaffrey exploded. Hats off to Christian McCaffrey for staying healthy all season long. Really, truly an amazing feat, and hats off to Christian McCaffrey. Hats off to Brock Purdy. Hats off to the Niners. Hats off to the Bears for putting up a good fight. Ben Johnson is so amazing. Ben Johnson equals Kyle Shanahan. They're equal. But Kyle Shanahan has better weapons overall, sum total. Just a big difference between the two arsenals of weaponry. Let's talk about it all right now, and let's get straight into 2026. Our work does not begin months from now, but day from now, tomorrow. It begins now. And tonight we'll start off with a couple players from each side of the fence. Who do we want to go after? Who do we not want to go after? Walking into 2026, who are some avoids? The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
What a game. Let's break down the game, get straight into that. Congrats to every single one of you that won championships. I got Rise Above, says, I'm the champ. Smitty, 149-48. Purdy and CMC. Fantastic Rise Above. You're always rising above. I knew you'd come in here and give me I won. Rise Above doesn't lose. And congrats on that. And then Lewis, appreciate you. The more Luther scored, the more I drank. Puka is still him. That's why we play the game. No regrets. Appreciate you, Lewis. I'm sorry if you were going between Burden and Book. I mean, that's, oh God, it's tough pill to swallow, my boy. And I'm sorry if I had anything to do with that. We had some good, we had some bad. We're not going to land everything. And most questions are high risk, high reward when you get into this territory. So you have to really decide if you want safety, high risk, high reward. In the case of Brock Purdy, a lot of the Brock Purdy questions today, he was the safer play. He ended up out producing everyone, but he was the very safe play. Other quarterbacks, even Joe Burrow, a little higher risk than Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was safe. He was very safe. He's been playing great. The offense is playing great. The Niners had something to play for. There's a recipe to go with Brock Purdy that made a lot of sense versus even a Joe Burrow who did well. 2 touchdowns, 300 yards. There was a recipe there that might not have led to a kind of output that you wanted. So it's tough to decide what to do when it comes to picking and deciding between a player like Brock Purdy and even Josh Allen. Josh Allen came with some risk because he had the injury. He also had been playing badly the game before. There was also weather. Brock Purdy was safer. You had to decide, and whatever decision you made, live with it and don't look back and say woulda, shoulda, coulda. It's time to start 2026. Win or lose, or still maybe whatever options you have on the table for Monday night still to go. Whether you win or lose doesn't matter. It's 2026. It's time to prepare and dominate your leagues in 2026. I'm still the Nakua in the Nakua blast radius. He needs 55 to beat me. Overcome, I'd much rather be you. So congrats on that. All right, let me get to these super chats after. Thank you. I see 3 more that are there, but we're going to get to them after we break down this game real quickly. Caleb Williams 330 and 2 touchdowns. Had also 18 yards on the ground. It was a good day from Caleb. There was good and bad. At the end of the day, he was throwing accurate passes. His team wasn't catching the football. And this team came down, marched down the field, had one shot. Caleb couldn't connect with any one of his receivers or Colston Loveland. And on that last pass where he's scrambling, kind of using his feet a little too much. I know it's the way that Caleb can create opportunity. It's kind of his style. But he does hang on to the ball almost too long in certain situations. And those are going to be the situations that cost him if he doesn't figure out how to go through his reads and checkdowns and become a more consistent quarterback in going through the motions and checking down and finding sometimes your first and second reads. It's almost like he doesn't know how to throw to his first read. He always thinks to himself, that's going to give me 7 yards. Let me just buy some time. Let me go to the next read. And then he ends up scrambling because then he can't even go through everything because he's got to escape the pocket. Then he's running around. Everybody's running second chance routes. And that's when penalties happen because offensive linemen are tired. Everybody's pulling somebody. Everything's gone astray. And so, but it was a really, really, really good game. And even hats off to Caleb at the end of that game. Ben Johnson is just a fantastic, mother-freaking fantastic coach and scheme artist. One of the best coaches in the NFL already. And I do firmly believe this. Ben Johnson, I think Kyle Shanahan is one of, if not the best scheme artists in the league. He lacks in certain personnel decision-making, off-season decision-making, building an offensive line, running Christian McCaffrey into the ground. You know, like walking to the playoffs, McCaffrey, he made it. Hats off to him. Again, standing ovation.
I smell meatloaf.
CMC. But if you watch the game, you're sitting there going, God, CMC's been abused. He's been abused and worked, just smashed into the ground. Brian Robinson's very efficient. You could save CMC so that he doesn't get hurt like in the first playoff game or something. Like McCaffrey's holding on. You can say what you want. He's holding on by a thread. And so it's really tough to watch McCaffrey not get anywhere. And he's going to be his own worst enemy. He's going to want to go in every play. But Ben Johnson, I believe, has less weapons, but is a slightly better overall head coach. I think McCaffrey's, Shanahan is a better, because he's got more experience, a better scheme artist. He's got a better scheme. All of his pre-snap motions. The NFL's copying Kyle Shanahan. His coaching tree spread out all over like Stephon Diggs' kids. He's got more coaches from the Shanahan coaching tree than Diggs has children. Maybe even in Chris Henry, if you remember. And so he's a great scheme artist. Absolutely amazing architect of an offense. Ben Johnson's playing with less weapons. And he's doing almost the same. It's amazing. It's amazing what Ben Johnson's doing. DeAndre Swift, 54 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6.0 yards per carry. Why they didn't run him more was a little bit baffling, but they had to throw. They had to get back. It was a back and forth. But Swift was so efficient, you'd think they'd run him just a touch more. Luther Burden, 8 for 138 and 1. This seems to be the same Brown of Ben Johnson's offense. We said that throughout the season. It's been a little hard to trust him because Caleb does pick and choose which receivers to go to. I think DJ Moore getting the one catch for 7 yards is what burns, because had DJ Moore been ruled out, and he was kind of supposed to be because he caught an illness, and Ted McMillan was sick as well. I don't know if it's the exact same illness or a different strain or two totally different illnesses, but it seems like this one took players out and they weren't able to play. DJ Moore, Ted McMillan, and just seeing Ted McMillan bomb off of being out with an illness made us kind of hesitate a few times when we're talking about DJ Moore. But when he was good to go, said he was going to be playing, it made Luther Burden harder to trust. And if DJ Moore, because he was worthless anyway, just would have sat out, it would have made it so much easier to go Burden for some people. And that kind of burns to see. Colston Loveland, 6 for 95 and a touch. 2 amazing days for these two pass catchers. Luther Burden, 8 for 138 and 1 touchdown. Colston Loveland, 6 for 95 and 1 touchdown. Again, Swift, 54 and 2. And Swift also had 2 for 24 through the air. Brock Purdy was phenomenal. Brock Purdy, standing ovation for him.
Let him cook.
I mean, it was nice job, J-Rock. I appreciate all you guys coming in and let me know you won championships. And I'm going to read as many of those things as I can. J-Rock says 1, 2, 3. Thanks, Smitty. You're the GOAT. Thank you, pal. Look, we don't get things. I don't always get things right. You know, there's definitely things we get wrong. But I think overall, we did some amazing things this year. And you guys sound. What are you guys saying? Amazing things that we did this year, and it's time to get ready for 2026. A lot of good production, a lot of good calls, some bad, some good. I think overall we had a pretty damn good season. And some of you are coming in with great stories. Some of you are coming in with sad tales. Smitty let me down for Chip. Well, I'm sorry, Atop. I mean, I don't know what it is that you were let down on, but you got this, bro. Just hold your pants up, roll your sleeves up, put your belt on, and get to work, pal. 2026 is right in front of you. Sebastian says, whoop. I guess Sebastian won. Nice job. You helped me so much. Thank you, Sebastian. Appreciate you. Okay, thank you, Drew. Appreciate your comment as well. All right, let's break this down. Brock Purdy, 3 touchdowns, 303, 1 INT, which he started off the game horrible. Pick 6. It was like, oh no, the safe court. I just flashed back to my advice all morning and last night. It's a really safe call to go Brock Purdy. It's just going in my head. Pick 6 on the first throw. Watching. I just was like, no, come on, man. The one time I roll with the Niner, they let me down. The one time I start saying, okay, let's root Niners today. I get let down. Brock Purdy, 3 touchdowns, 303. 2 touchdowns on the ground, 28 yards rushing, 5 total touchdowns. I believe that's 10 touchdowns in 2 weeks. Is that correct? I think that's 10 touchdowns in 2 weeks for Brock Purdy. He's gunslinging right now. He won people single-handedly championships. You got Henry or Purdy, or especially both, you absolutely are in the driver's seat, I can almost guarantee. Devin, appreciate your kind words, young man. Christian McCaffrey balled out, 6.1 yards per carry. He had struggled for the majority of the year, yards per carry. Like, it had been tough sledding, but he just held up, got volume. The stem cell thing is going to be the new cure. I might need to go over and get stem cells. Maybe my knees will be cured. Christian McCaffrey was unreal in this game. Hungry, explosive. 140, 6.1, 1 TD. Did it without Kittle and Trent Williams. So Trent Williams went out of this game. So amazing day for the Niners on the ground, considering Trent and Kittle were both out. Goes to show that Chicago also has a little bit to work on. Ricky Parasol, 5 for 85. Tunges, 7 for 60 and 1 touchdown. That was a nice play. We talked about all week of using Tunges if Kittle sat. Juwan Jennings, 2 for 42 and 1 touchdown. And then Juice got the other touchdown down here, 2 for 14. Just an unbelievable game, honestly. I wish all the games were like that. I felt like we got so let down overall this week. It wasn't like 1 or 2 players did badly that we talked about. I mean, everyone kind of just crapped the bed in week 7. It was a very uneventful, boring week 17. And that's not what you want. And that's sometimes why I mention that we've talked about in the past about, playing week 16 as championship week, but you can't do it because there's bye weeks in week 14. If the NFL didn't have bye weeks in week 14, I wouldn't do it unless the whole industry kind of went that direction. But I'd try to make a movement have people sign a petition, just really put a PSA out that we should be playing 14, 15, 16, because the longer you make the season, the more likely you're going to have teams that get out ahead far enough with enough games to create less parity. And so if they go to like 19 or 20 game seasons, you'll have 2 or 3 weeks at the end of every year that teams are like coasting because they already clinched things, and teams start falling apart and get further and further apart. Because that spacing, think about it, week 4, how many teams are really close in it? Week 7, how many are kind of falling off? But it's still really close. Week 10, things start to space a little bit. Week 12. So the further you get out, the more that parity separates. And so it's kind of dangerous now walking into week 17. It feels a little bit like a premature week 18 in terms of what teams are doing, what they're not doing, how much you can trust this player, how much you can trust that player. But the only thing is, you can't, until there's no bye weeks in week 14, which I think the NFL is trying to spread that out as much as possible. There's no way to be able to do what I'm saying. Unless we went into some sort of 2-week playoff. You know, if we can crack the wild card part of the playoffs somehow, then you could maybe play 2 weeks or do some sort of double scoring, but then you're changing the whole industry, and that's going to be really hard to do. All I'm saying is there is a lot of concern in future years about this getting worse. Let me handle these super chats. I've got Flea Nice with a $50 hauler. We got Chris W with a $100 wad. My boy Chris coming through with the hundy. Everybody's pretty.
Smitty, everybody's pretty. I don't even know why they're getting ditty, why? Oh, yeah.
By the way, how's the setup look? Setup is pretty much complete. There's one other piece of lighting that I need to do around the picture frame here. But everything is pretty complete. You can see the new studio setup. Does it look pretty sick? This is the Flea Nice and BBQ shelf. Damn it, who are the two that are responsible for the paint? I shifted gears. We went with more soundproofing and then lighting. So I think it's pretty sick. I think the whole studio feels complete now. Finally decided to make a little bit of a change on the background. The background, surprisingly, it looks pretty close to exactly where it was, does it not? Right here? Because this is all off. I took it all off the wall, and I put it back together with some OCD and a late night amount of vitamin waters and some pizza and streaming some Stranger Things. And I put it together pretty damn close to exactly where it was. The reason I had to is there was pieces of board and different things on this wall that I had to take off and completely rip it apart and put it back together. So it took me all night practically, but we got that one set up. Okay, let me go back. Neither here nor there. Chris, appreciate you. You deserve it, Smitty. Thank you for the advice all season. Shout out to Travis as well. Hall killed it today for me. You the GOAT. Remember, where's the Hall guy? Smitty, you're the only one on the planet that's talking up Breece Hall over Michael Carter. Do you remember that guy? Where's he at now? Does anybody remember seeing him? Who was it? Where is he? It's probably Chris. No, I'm just kidding, Chris. Who was it? Where is he? What's his name? What was that guy's name? He kept coming in and he was saying Smitty. It was a long name. It was a long name. Was it real? Was it the real Miami Dolphin guy, or is that I'm just picking on him because his name was long? Who was the guy that came in here and started talking trash and said I'm the only one on the planet that's out there creating content about Hall being a better option than Carter? Well, guess what? We cooked that.
Let him cook.
Was it Hoagie? Yeah, it was something like Hoagie. You're right, Ralph. Ralph, thank you. Nice memory. Chris, congrats, my bro. And thank you for dropping the $100 hauler of appreciation. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Flea Nice with the 50.
Give me
$50 hauler. Bench Buka for Luther. Thank God. I'm sorry, Felina. He has Puka Kyron Pitts like Braveheart. Hold. Let's go, Smitty. We shall finish the game. Appreciate you, Flea Nice. How do you like your shelf, pal? Flea Nice sponsored the shelf. Flea Nice, you like it? Where's Hoagie? Where's damn Hoagie? Hoagie coming in here talking mad trash. Mark Cleveland with a $50 hauler. Mark, appreciate you, my boy. Mark says Mars man still up for grabs. Got Mevis. Got Beavis. He's got Beavis. Beavis is the kicker left 6. Need 6. It's been greater game between you and Juicy. A great game between Juicy and you mean? Nice job, bro. Congrats. I hope you win it, Mark. I mean, I want Juice to win it too, but Mark, appreciate you. Don't tell Juice, but I'm pulling for you slightly. Mark has been an OG here and an avid super chatter, by the way. So, yeah, I'm pulling for Mark. I'm not gonna lie. Mark, thanks for the super chat. Congrats. Let's pull for at least 7 points for you. All right. Let's go 49ers. Damn, what a game. It was a game. Scotty, thanks for dropping the super chat. Appreciate you. Rise Above says, you've been great all year, Smitty. I appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Up 40 versus Bijan and Pitts going to be sweet, says Jimmy Stacks. You got to love the close calls, bro. Start 1-6 and still won the championship. Appreciate you, G. Shoes, let's make sure we remember you when we reference 1-6, because people oftentimes at 1-4 or 1-5 come in and act like it's all over. But I'm telling you, I hear so many 1-6 stories every year. I just forget who they are, but I want to remember at least one name. But I see like 10 out of every 200 people that come to me and say I won a championship started off at least 2-6 or 1-6. It's crazy to me. And it just goes to show how much you can really turn things around. I'm down 1 point. My opponent has Bijan left, and I played all my players. Am I cooked? I'm down 1 point, and my opponent has Bijan left. Yes, you're probably cooked, but you never know, bro. He might get out of bed, stretch, and you never know, bro. Moonman champion heading back to Mars, man. Jotes, congratulations on winning the Moonman League. Appreciate you. And as Mark Cleveland said, it's down to Juice and Mark Cleveland, Juicy, for the championship over in the Marsmen. And I believe it was Sick Nasty that got bumped down to the Moonman. So he'll go to the Moonman, and it sounds like Jotes is going to go back up to the Marsman and join us again for 2026. And the Wild Wild West draft, which we drafted, I think, in week 5 or 6, if you remember. We did it. It's wild. It's a Wild Wild West draft. We drafted starting in weeks 5 or 6, just to test it out to see if we could. What do we know now? Let's try and draft now that we know these different things. And it was fun to play that way. But this year we're going to draft in probably February or March. We're going to draft as early as we possibly can for the Wild Wild West for redraft, just because it's the Wild Wild West draft. Every year we might do something a little different. There's no conversation on Purdy versus Mac Jones, right? Not right now, bro. Not right now. Purdy's playing unbelievable. But I will tell you, there's still concern from my Niner friends. I'm not going to mention any names, but they're always concerned about his interceptions and, potentially what that looks like in a playoff game. But Purdy looked phenomenal. The Bears D is not that good. They're opportunistic, but they're not that good. So there was some concern from my Niner boys about this pick 6 and what this means in the playoffs. But Purdy's playing out of his mind right now, so I'm feeling really good about it. But Purdy did struggle, man. There was reason. All those concerns about Purdy versus Mac Jones were legitimate because Purdy was not playing this way. But Purdy's got to stay playing this way. We've seen players play this way. Look at Darnold in Minnesota, how good he played. Look at Darnold earlier in Seattle, and now how worried we are about Darnold now. Players can cool off real quickly. It happens all the time. So Purdy's no lock from controversy later. There's no conversation of... I just read that one. This one here, Champ Smitty, 17-0, back-to-back championships. Attaboy Quincy, thanks for dropping the super chat and letting us know you're the man, the myth, the legend. Full PPR, down 104 to 127. I got Puka and Bijan left. They got Corm and Beavis. Nice job, bro. I think you got this. I'd rather be you, Vincent. I'd rather be you. Anything can happen, so we don't want to jinx it or anything, but I would rather be you. $20 hauler from 540. And by the way, let me just tell you.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Landman. My Rumblers over on Rumble appreciate Cake, appreciate McCoy, appreciate River Runner. 3 championships so far, might get 2 more depending on the Monday Night Football crazy. Thanks for your show. Thank you, appreciate you, River. McCoy says won it with Purdy and CMC and Burton tonight. Congrats, McCoy. Cake, appreciate you. And if Landman or Hammer are out there or New Age, appreciate you. And Landman, you dropped your super chat after we already left, so I didn't get a chance to answer that one. Up 24, opponent yet to play London. Okay, need hope, assurance that the Rams D comes through. I think you'll be okay. I'd rather be you, but anything, we've seen things like this happen, you know. London's been wide receiver 1, I think 3 times this year, maybe 4. I think 3. But he had Penix Jr. He also, you know, this is a different offense right now. Had Loveland Burden on the bench, which could have sealed it. Well, hopefully this still works out, and that's neither here nor there. You know, it doesn't even matter at the end of the day. Play DJ Moore over Burden. You couldn't have. Look, DJ Moore had huge games recently. You can't be mad at yourself. Up 24. I still have Bijan. My opponent has Puka and Kyron Williams. They may not play Kyron as much. This might still work out for you. You know, I'd probably rather be you still. So Monday night, not feeling too confident tonight. You should feel really confident, bro. You're up 24 points. And I'm sorry, Bijan. I meant to say, I didn't mean to say Bijan would do so well. Kyron and Puka might not, depending on how much they play him. But yeah, I think you're in good shape. I'd rather be you up 24 with Bijan and him having 2 players, one of which or both could be, you know, limited in some ways. Up 41.5. Guy has Bijan tomorrow full. Par thoughts. Up 41 guys, Bijan. I think you won. I'd rather be you by a country mile. Anything can happen, but probably not that. Started T-Law over May. Oh, man. We said May all week, bro. We said May all week. DJ Moore over Burden. That one could be partially my fault. DJ Moore over Burden. Loveland in my flex. Nice job. Cook and JJ stunk. Absolutely. Cook was hard to predict. James Cook did bad. You couldn't have sat him, though. Down 102, 106 with my Bijan left, and my opponent has Puka. Going to be a tough, close call. I'd probably rather Puka, to be honest, but, bro, I don't know. It depends on what we hear, like, tomorrow, you know? Smitty, you were right. Live from Jamaica. Thanks to Purdy, McCaffrey, Tunges. Tomorrow, my cousins, or my Corum, versus his Puka. 163, 103. I think you got this, pal. And congrats on that. Appreciate you very much. I love seeing all these victory laps, man. It's fantastic. Smitty, great coverage all season. Okay, keep one next season. JT, 3rd round Neighbors, 3rd round London, 4th round Judkins, 7th Neighbors. Easy question. Especially if you get long-term keeper value on that. If it's limited, I'm not saying I changed my mind, but got an update for you, Smitty, with Manungai putting up 5 points. I'm down 101.59 to 107.10. I've got Stafford left, and he has Corum. How are we feeling? I'm feeling very, very good. I'm feeling very good, especially if you're up. Absolutely. Nice job. Appreciate you. Good job. Congrats. Down by 11. He has Bijan. I have Puka. I'd probably rather have the player and the points, but because they're both amazing players, but you certainly have the kind of player that could really wreck somebody. So yeah, I think you're okay. It's a good feeling to have. It's a great race. Enjoy it. It's a great feeling to go through something like that instead of winning by 100,000. I know everybody wants to be up and done and over, and I do too, essentially. But you got to remember this is why you played from the beginning. The excitement here. Need Atlanta to stop Stafford from scoring 66.4 points. I'm winning first championship. Little worried because I know he can. No, you're fine. Unless your scoring's crazy, bro, like crazy. You're probably okay. I know the feeling though. You just don't want to jinx it. You just want to see it concluded and final. Happy holidays, Smitty. Any news on Drake London? I'm down 49 points in my bonus points home league. Got Puka and London left to play. down 49. He's playing as far as we know, unless a setback happens. My opponent doesn't have anyone to play. I like your odds. It certainly could be close, and in any two players like that can have like 8 points each, or they could both have 25. One can have 40. So I like the odds. It's going to be close though, because it's two players you're counting on blowing up, or one extremely blowing up, and you probably more likely land under on that, but I don't know. It definitely can happen. Definitely can happen. I'd say 50-50. Came back from a 4% to take the lead in the championship. I'm up 1.6. He has no more players, but I still have my defense. Do I sit them? And what do you think about that? The only concern is what if there's some sort of like fumble or something that gets attributed later, or a touchdown throw where your quarterback gets called back, or something happens. Chat, what would you do? Would you play, or would you just pull your D? Pause. Would you pull your D, or what? I don't know why I do that. Who's sitting there defense? Would you bench your D, or would you let it ride? I think I would probably. Yeah, it's a weird situation for sure. Can I get an honest answer though? Are we starting our defense here, or are we sitting our defense because we're up 1.6? I've seen people do this before, and then it backfires on some sort of stat change. However, stat changes are very, very rare. My thinking of this. My thinking of this usually has been this, but I'll let you know if I was in this situation, I might think differently. My thinking's always been, I don't know, do you deserve to win by playing that way? Or does it kind of make you look like, oh, you're scared. You're a scaredy cat. But at the end of the day, I would definitely strongly consider it, I think, if there's a lot of cash money involved. But damn. Everyone's saying they're kind of joking around still, but I would say probably let's wait until the 11th hour, and then if there's no stat changes, maybe you do sit them, I guess. Is it within the confines of your rules? You might want to check with your commissioner just to make sure. But what if there's a stat change and they would have won the championship? It's a tough call. Congrats on the win, bro. Shoot me straight. I'm down 2. He has Puka and Pitts. I have Bijan, Kyren, and Corum. I'd rather have Bijan, Kyren, and Corum. This game is for the championship Monday night. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I feel like uber confident on either side, because either side could definitely get you, but I'd rather be you. Yo, Smitty, lost my championship 60-164. Sad, but I want to thank you. Looking forward to the next year. Ben, this happens. I have a team that just absolutely crapped the bed. Gibbs, Lamb, Josh Allen. Like, it's the worst possible combination. I have a team that did exactly that. Appreciate you, Ben. And 2026 starts right now, Ben. So don't go anywhere. Don't say like I'm taking time off or anything. If you need a week or something to cool down, fine. But just know we'll be here creating content and get ready to catch up. Rock Out says championship game Monday night sweet. Down 127-102. I got Stafford, Puka. My opponent has Pitts. I like your odds. I'd rather be you, Rock Out. Rock Out, thank you for the super chat. Normally, when those slip ups I'm fine. I just say no pause or pause needed, and I don't care. That one just kind of sounded funny, funnier than normal. Do you pull your D? What do you do? What's it that you do in that situation? something my mom or one of our parents would say, like in public at an event, like, "What do you pull your D?" Interesting season, guys. We still got Monday night to go. Honestly, still a lot of people still have something to play for, as you can see. A lot of Bijan, and there's big players playing in this game. Bijan is just one of them, and then a lot of people are relying on the Stafford and boys to take care of business. But like, there's concern about like what happens in this game. So it is what it is. Opponent has no players left. He's up 40. I have Bijan, London, and Puka left. I like your odds are really good. I'd rather be you, Detroit. I don't know what odds I'd give you, but I'd rather be you. Let me open the phone lines briefly, and then I don't know how long we'll be here tonight, and I appreciate all your super chats tonight. You guys are absolutely amazing. I don't know how long we'll be here tonight because we're gonna jump straight onto the Dynasty channel. Caps, appreciate you. The one story I have to give you, whoever, I forget who asked me on that do I sit? Who was it that asked me that? It was opponent. Let's see here. Who was it that asked that question? Let's see here. Do I sit? Looking forward to it. I'm up. Okay. It was 6442. Do I sit him? Okay. The one story I had to tell you on that is when I was a lot younger. I want to say like, I don't know, probably in the maybe the very early 2000s, like 2001, 2002, or something like that. 2000, maybe it was 2000, yeah, something like that. And it was Janikowski. I know that's not a very easy name to give somebody to try and figure out what year it was because he played like 1,000 years in the NFL. But it's Janikowski, and it was week 16. And my buddy, I was up by 1 point, and he had Janikowski. I was up 1 point, and he had Janikowski. And we had a side bet. It was like, I think it was $100, $200 that I would beat him on the year in total points. And I was up 1 point. He had Janikowski. That was it. It was Monday Night Football. And he said, if you pay me $50 now, I won't make you pay the 100 or 200 or whatever it was. And I was up. I was winning by 1 point. So I paid him $50 cash. Janikowski didn't kick an extra point. Didn't kick a field goal, didn't kick anything. I won. He should have paid me $200. I ended up paying him $50 to win. And it was hilarious. We joke about it all the time. But it's just one of those things where it's like, sometimes when you mess with that stuff, it just backfires on you. It's just one of those things that makes you think it's a simulation. So it's hard to advise someone to sit their defense when they're up by 1 or 1.5 points. Because you're afraid they get negative points, you lose. I think I probably would, though. Logically, it makes sense. Just make sure you check all the stats. Make sure there's nothing lingering about any of your players. Stat correction. Because you can imagine if it like a lateral pass or a touchdown throw counted as a run and they took away your player 6 points. Hard to say, but anything can happen. Make sure you think about your quarterback specifically. It's usually quarterbacks. They have an adjustment that is that impacting. Whoever your quarterback was, go check that out. Make sure you look at all their touchdowns. Go on Twitter and type in that quarterback's name and watch all their touchdown throws. Make sure none of them were lateral throws, and then I think I'd feel pretty safe. 734. What is your name and where are you calling from? You're live.
Hi, my name's Pat. How you doing?
What's up, Pat?
I just wanted to say thank you for giving such great information all year.
Thank you.
I think I won my league. He's got because I picked up all the tight ends that I could because he had Kittle and he didn't do anything all week, so I picked up Clement and Parkinson. So he had to pick up Terrence Ferguson. That's all he's got left. But I'm creaming on me. I had 146 and he's got 140.
Attaboy.
So I'm up on him. 6 points, and I got Stafford and Nakua left. So I just was worried about, and I also picked up Garoppolo and I can't remember the Milford, I think, just in case. Now they are for sure. Are they for sure playing?
As far as I know, yeah. But,
yeah, I mean, it looks like they are. I just was scared when you were saying that earlier. I'm like, oh no, because he had a bunch of guys. His guys all. He had like Pickens and CD and Goff and so his team took a nosedive and.
Has anybody heard anything recently? Because I've been live. I've been prepared. Is there anything out there right now on the Rams' plans for the game? Like, is there any updates? If anybody can check. Travis, I don't know if you could search out that. Calm down, Dare. If you could, Travis, you can even call in if you find that information. But I don't know if there's anything new on that situation. But congrats, man. You got this in the bag, I think. It's never over.
Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you, and I'll go back to pulling my D and listen to everybody else. Thanks.
All right, man. Later. Appreciate you. All right. Let's not take that to the extreme. It was funny, but took 3 L's to get the gold trophy. Greatest show ever. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate your super chat. Lewis with another super, appreciate you. Pretty sure you missed the super chat take a lap moment. Pretty sure you missed the super chat take a lap moment. I don't know if are you telling me I missed one of your super chats, Lewis? I don't think I did. Did I? You mean like did I pull it up and then move it and then not read it or something? Let's see, Lewis. I'm sorry if that was the case. The more Luther Burden scored, the more I drank. Buka still. You mean this one? Pretty sure you missed the super chat take a lap moment. I don't know what you're talking about. I did read this, and I'm sorry about your situation. I appreciate you, bro. I don't know what you mean, Lewis. If you could clarify, that would help. But I don't know what you're talking about here. Thank you, my boy. Maybe I'll know what you're saying in a second. Let me see if I can find any. Let's see if Ziggy knows. Ziggy, what are the Rams' plans for Monday night in terms of playing their starters? Could he know this?
The Rams are planning to play their starters against the Falcons on Monday night. They're coming off a tough loss to Seattle and need a win to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Well, Ziggy off. The Rams have the Falcons' first-round pick next year, so they must beat them. Yeah, but that's the thing is we know that, so we've talked about that on the show before. We talked about that last night. But if they're winning, I guess that you could say that if they're close, they would potentially try and. But they're still more so worried about winning the Super Bowl and keeping their guys healthy. And with Davante Adams injured, you just wonder if they pull guys early. If there's like a 27-3 lead in the beginning of the middle of the third quarter, do they pull everybody? But the only thing I've said earlier on this, and I stand by it for the most part, is if the Rams are up so much that they're going to pull their players early, a lot of scoring's already happened. And so you should be good if you're a Stafford owner or a Kyron owner or a Puka owner, because they'd have to have a lot of points in order to do that, right? So that's kind of why I think no matter what, you're probably okay. Travis, anything you found on the Rams situation? Ziggy doesn't think they're making the playoffs, so I need a little more assistance.
I don't see anything out there, but I missed the beginning of the show. Did you say that whether they can't be the number one seed now, right?
Yeah, the Niners are the number one seed.
Right. the Niners had to lose. I think they had to lose. Niners had to lose tonight and then beat Seattle next week. So
we haven't heard anything. I haven't heard any. That's why I was asking if you'd seen any updates since I've been live, because I haven't been able to. When I'm live, it's hard to comb through all the news. So I didn't know if anything or if anybody's seeing anything right now. Sometimes I'm at a disadvantage when I'm live because I can't comb through stuff. But if you could look and see if there's anything being said, predicted. Problem is we won't probably hear it till tomorrow.
Right.
But again, if they're fighting for that draft selection to be better by defeating the Falcons, then
there's just a couple comments just from people saying that, and I'd have to look at the seeding to make sure I'm just seeing a few things popping up about them maybe wanting to win to avoid playing Philly in the first round. But
yeah. So when some people get confused when we say they're fighting for a better pick, and they're like, well, then why would they want to win? Because it's this 11 pick that's projected right now. That Atlanta Falcons 11 overall pick can go up, and the Rams own it. See, they own that 11 pick. If they beat the Falcons and make the Falcons worse, so if they let them win by pulling their starters, then that pick can go down, and that's a pretty important thing, But I don't know. Also is winning a Super Bowl because your window is closing. So you got to be careful. It's a balancing act. But I do think that they'll probably still win this game. But anything's possible, man. But again, I kind of stand by if they do plan to play their starters until the game, if the game gets out of hand. If it gets out of hand, that means that the Rams have scored a bunch, and you should have a lot of points by then. It's a tough call, but let me know if you see anything else, Travis, while we're sitting.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out.
Down 14 with Kyren and kicker Beavis left. I can't tell you you're guaranteed to win, but I can tell you I'd probably rather be you. I don't think I'd feel way more uncomfortable facing that deficit than not. My opponent has Corum. I have Bijan left, who's cooked. I mean, anything can happen, bro. Anything. I mean, James Cook, Achane, Corum could outscore all those guys this week. But I'd rather have Bijan, of course, bro. It's such a wild week. It's been such a bad week. For the most part. Stafford in race for league MVP. No way they pull Stafford unless game is out of hand, says Shoddy. There's a lot of opinions on this, and the end of the day, my opinion, I feel like is standing. I don't think unless there's something from Schefter or Rappaport or someone very, very, very connected to the situation. Like, I don't care about people predicting stuff. My opinion is that they will not pull their starters because they want that draft selection to be good, and there's something to keeping in a rhythm too. You don't just want to sit a whole week. But they will pull them early if things are out of control in the middle of the third quarter.
Right.
But again, if they're out of control, you scored a lot. You should be good.
Right. Well, look at Drake May today. They left him out there, into the third quarter.
Yeah.
And he ended up with 40
Exactly.
points. So
that means you have a lot of points. You don't need to be out there. And, in terms of Corum and Kyren, hard to say. Kyron's more likely to be sat than Corum if they're trying to rest one more than the other, but they also view them both as starters, so they could sit both of them at the same time, is what I kind of think they'll do. They might play one more series. Like, Corum could play one more series than Kyren, and then they sit him. But I think they want both of them healthy. But what else you got, Travis? Anything else you want to speak about? By the way, you like the studio? You see the studio setup? Everything looking good?
yeah,
Aesthetic?
yeah, looks good.
Yeah,
I like it.
it's pretty nice. It's nice having more storage too. Like some of the stuff I had to move. Like, it's just getting cluttered in here. So now this helps me open up a little bit more space. I don't know what to do with all these shelves yet. I don't think that's the exact thing I'm going to have any shelf. But what else? What did you think about everything today?
Well, I definitely won 2 championships, so that's nice. Tomorrow night, I'm down 41 points, and I have Stafford and Puka. So I don't know, it'll be close.
Yeah. I think I still rather be like you there.
Yeah, if they hit their averages, I'll win. You know, I'm projected to win by like 5 or 6 points, but you know, we'll see what happens. I can't complain though. I got 2 championships either way. So
such a weird year.
Yeah, man.
I hope next year is a little different. I'm just scared that every time they lengthen the season, there will be less parity and there'll be more of a separate. Just again, my example of in week 4, everything is close. In week 7, things are still really close, but a little lesser. In week 10, it's a little lesser. And in week 14, it's starting to open up. And then once we get to like a 19-game, 20-game season, when Goodell tries to just, milk more money out of this thing, they might go to 2 bye weeks, though, when they do try and expand. But it just screws with everything.
Which will too. But to then maneuver 2 bye weeks.
Yeah, that's. But as long as they let's say next year they don't have buys in week 14, then that would make sense to go week 14, 15, 16. But I can't really create content around that when that's not the consensus. I got to stick with consensus stuff because that's what people are looking for. But it's just me kind of, spitballing it, just saying like, ideally we don't want to play week 18 or 17, but unfortunately the industry plays it, so we got to do it. I don't know why people play week 18 when the content isn't designed for it. That's the same concept. Like, why would you play week 18? Why would any commissioner run a league that plays week 18 when the content isn't created for it? Like, I'm not going to create week 18 like glorified content. You can super chat, ask me a question on a phone line call, whatever. So there's still availability to me to ask me questions, but you're not getting like week 18 waiver wire advice. Or we're going on to 2026. We're not going to, no one wants to see any of that. There's a small percentage of people playing week 18 and they need to figure it out. But week 17 is starting to feel like a little bit of week 18, and I don't know if that's going to continue. It might, because like I said, the expanded schedule just makes for more spread out parity. So is what it is.
Yeah. I hope the whole unpredictability of the, what was it, top 50 ADP or whatever, even if it was like top 30 ADP, that would be brutal. Like, I hope it seems like more guys getting weird injuries, concussion, knee problems.
Jerome, where's that talk now? Have you been paying attention, Jerome? I don't think you've been watching the show. I think you just signed on right now and you just start mad dogging when you don't even know what's going on. I wasn't nervous till watching this show. Down 9, I have Puka left. Now I think he's not gonna get it. He will, bro. Let me put it this way to make you feel better. I'd 99.99999999999%, if not 100%, rather be you, without even like a pause. There's no way I'm banking against Puka not scoring 10 points.
You just said I have a slight advantage being down 40 with Stafford and Puka.
Yeah.
If they play the game, the whole game or blow them out
Yeah.
or whatever. But not 9 points he can have that in one drive.
Right. What day will you begin the Wild Wild West bid? Hope everyone knows the offseason is the best for your content. Don't blame Smitty. It was your choice at the end. Thank you, Lewis. Appreciate you. I don't know. Probably we'll just start. It'll be randomly. We'll just start talking about it. Let's draft next week, and then we'll draft. So Wild Wild West draft will begin soon. Probably February. It'll be a redraft. But there'll be trades. We can announce trades and all that. Send me on a lap. I picked up Tunjas. Heard Kittle was game time decision, so I dropped him for Taysom. He gave me 0 points, and I'll probably lose the championship. Tundra's had 22.5, and I'm down 35. Still have London. Bro, you still may win, but you can't get mad at yourself. But again, this is why we said, and you can't, and I'm not saying you're blaming me either, because you didn't. You absolutely took your own accountability there. But, you know, I'll say sorry for any part I had in just talking about Taysom Hill in general. But every time we talked about Taysom Hill, I made sure to be very clear. And again, not saying you were saying anything different, but anybody else out there, he is high risk, high reward. He has the chance of getting you 0, or I think I said 0 or 2 points, or 18 or 22. But that Tundras is getting you 10 or 11, 12 lock. Now, he got 22, but he was just going to get you 10 or 11, 12 points lock. Just absolute lock, you know, to get that. But you just didn't know what his ceiling would be. But you can't get mad about it. It was the right call at the time in your mind. And if you play like remember when, or, you know, what if, shoulda, coulda games, like, you're just going to drive yourself mad. You made the call you believed to be right at the time, and you just got to walk away from it and let it go. But hopefully you will do well still and win this, and it'll be an afterthought. And thank you for the $20 hauler, Racing Boy.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Racing Boy to the moon. Love my boy, Racing Boy. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you.
Yeah, he just needs London to be the guy tomorrow night. I mean, the Rams defense, I don't know his exact scoring, but the Rams defense could easily get him 12 points, and then if he gets a 20-something point game out of London, he's still got it. So.
Vampy in the building. Yeah, true. Vampy's my boy. Up 50, and opponent has Puka. Can I bring it home? Puka has... Vampy, I want you to tell me the top 5 scoring games that Puka's had in your format. Like, go to Puka, go down, and give me the top 5 scoring contests from 2025 this year, and list them off. List those for me. I just want to see how many times he's hit, you know, the 40s and 50s in your scoring format. I'm up by 66 points. I'm facing Puka. In your opinion, what are the chances Puka drops more than 66 points? Man, some of you guys are worried Williams. I love it. But I've been asked everything under the sun. I've had someone ask me, do you think this guy could get 100 points? And the guy's completely serious. Do you think there's no way he's scoring 100 points, right? I just need to be able to sleep tonight. I would rather be you without a hesitation. Like, could Puka score? I want you to answer the same question. How many times has Puka scored 66 points this year in your format? Now, maybe your format's crazy. So let me know, both of you, Vampy and who was it? Vampy and Debo. Let me know, both of you, what was the highest amount of points that Puka scored? And Vampy, I want to know how many times he scored 50 in your format.
Yeah, Vamp said he had 46 last week in his format.
46. Okay, so Vamp says 46, 36, and 35. So you're probably good. He's never done it.
That's like,
and he had his unbelievable.
Like 95, 96%, maybe higher.
Yeah, we're coping. Yeah, Darnold's coping because he did. Darnold, do you feel better now? You just need 9 points out of Puka. These guys are freaking out over 66 and 55 and 52. Chris says 52 in full PPR last week. Says Chris. This is how you know you're serious people take fantasy football. Yeah, bro, definitely. But hey, you know, it's fun to talk about. And I'm never mad if someone super chats me, hey, give me your assurance that Bijan won't score 101. No, I'll give it to you all day long. Here you go. Vampy and Debo. I will not allow Puka to score over 44 points tomorrow. What did he end up replying? Debo, or is he still looking it up? He probably had to get out of bed, went downstairs into the pantry, hold the little chain light, and he's sitting on a crate, and he's got his pencil out, and he's probably just looking at every. Debo, pull out the top. How many times has he give me the highest score in your format? That's all I need is one high score. Then you can go to bed.
Devin,
and you can rest.
Devin's the other way around. He says, "I'm up 55 going against Stafford and Puka. I won." I wouldn't be so sure.
Devin, don't triple stamp a double stamp like that, Devin. I don't think I would triple stamp a double stamp. Let's put it on screen here. Hold on. I'm up 55 against Stafford and Puka. I won. Wow.
I'd go and look how many times Stafford and Puka have scored 55 together. I bet it's been a few times they have.
I don't know if I'd be playing that game, Devin. Devin, you might be in the pantry later. Down 20 with Puka, Algier, and Rams D versus Kyron. It's the moments we play for. It's true. I mean, this is what I try and remind people. Devin just anti-Quincy a triple stamp. You can't anti-Quincy a double triple stamp. You can't do it. I don't know, Devin. All right. I think I'm going to end the show here and go over to the Dynasty channel, and we'll discuss. I was thinking about Christian McCaffrey Dynasty, but the fact that he still has a lot of games to play here in the playoffs, that could get outdated quickly if he was to something were to happen. So I think I don't really want to put that out until the season's over. Any ideas or topics?
So real quick though, I just looked and going by Marshman scoring, which is pretty pretty standard PPR. I believe Puka and Stafford have had 50 plus points 7 times this year. So 7 out of, actually, and Puka missed 1 game, so that would be 7 out of 15 weeks. So almost a 50-50 shot.
Jeez. Wow.
I think I might be off by 1, but so 40% chance.
Yeah.
35% chance, whatever.
Dynasty video.
Dynasty. Let's see.
Someone said Breece Hall. I don't mind Breece Hall Dynasty, I guess. I mean, KC. Talk a little KC.
Breece. Who is it? There's some people were talking about in the Patreon today. I'm trying to remember.
Put a fork in Devin.
Yeah. Anything, Breece. Who else was it? Last night we were talking about, where Malik Willis could end up because he's a free agent. Any one of these free agents. I know we did free agent running backs last week as like a group. There's wide receivers too, though. Like Wandale is a guy, and I know he might not be a top 5 guy, but I think he's a top 15 receiver this year.
What player isn't playing? What player isn't playing anymore this year that we haven't talked about? Like Rice, for example, which I think we already did a Rice show. What player has already played that we could talk about that's value can't change unless like an injury happens or something? Achane wouldn't be a bad topic because they're not going anywhere, and even if he has a good day, I mean, look what's happening. Right. I think let's talk Achane. That's a good one. Because exactly what I said could happen is happening. He's not getting the ball like he was with Tua. And that sucks. So we'll talk about it on the other side. All right.
Yep.
Guys. Here,
go ahead, Travis. They could have a new QB next year, too. So that's a good topic.
Yeah, let's drop the Dynasty link. There's the Dynasty link. YouTubers, make sure you hit that link. Subscribe. Rumblers, go hit that link. And then the final super chat from Eric is, realistically, do you think Bijan can get 17 points? The reassurance Sunday night. I think realistically, yes. I think that's more of the cutoff where it's going to go one way or the other of that amount of points. Yeah. Like 15 to 17, 15 to 18 points. I think we're either going over that or under that, I'd probably say I don't know if I had.
Oh, probably averaging a little above that. So he averages 21.5 in Marsman. So
yeah, I'd probably say give me the over. But as BBQ eloquently said last night, I believe, it's hard to trust players on teams that have nothing to play for because you just don't know what the recipe is going to be. But you have no choice, right? So, but there's no one you could put in his place. So no matter what, he's going in. But I like his odds of getting you 17 points. It might be close, though.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric. All right, Travis, call back to the Dynasty channel if you want. Go ahead real quick.
No, 11 out of 16 games, he has over 15 points. So
there you go.
You're at like 65, 70%.
All right.
There you go.
Call back to the other one.
Yeah, I'll call back.
All right, guys, we're going to do a 8chan show. So I'll see you all on the Dynasty channel. Here's the link one more time. Appreciate every single one of you that dropped a super chat. Made the championship to Dynasty, third in redraft from watching you at the start of the season. Was slacking last year. I'm locked in all off season. Thank you, Racing Boy. You're going to love the content. And thank you for the additional super chat. And thank you, Eric, for that. Racing Boy to the moon. All of you to the moon. Just want to say thank you to everybody again. I'll probably say this tomorrow as well, just so everybody can kind of get a chance to hear it. But I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. So you guys make the show, and I can't thank you enough for all that you guys do. All the super chats, the support, the sharing, the new thing that they have called hyping when you click on the description of a video. Even the live streams, we have to wait till the live stream's over, close it, and then reload it when the live stream chat is gone and it's back to like comments. Then it's available. So you click on the description and you expand the description and you should see like a 16 or 1,500 points or whatever. You can hype the video. You get like 5 or 4 hypes a week. And it just helps the channel because it's kind of like double liking the video, essentially, as you can think of it. So from that to the super chats, to the support, to the likes, the shares, telling people in a random grocery store that's wearing a jersey, hey, you should watch the fantasy football show if you don't want to tell your friends in your league. All that helps, and we're growing. The channel's growing massively. We're at 37 point almost 7,000 subscribers. And I just want to say thank you guys, because I couldn't do what I do if it wasn't for all of you. See you on the Dynasty channel. Thank you to my $20 super chatters tonight. We had TK with the $20 super chat all day with the $20 super chat. Racing Boy with a $20 super chat. 540 with the $20 super chat. Flea Nice with the $50 super chat. GMC, my boy, appreciate you for the super chat. Mark Cleveland, thank you so much. Let's see here, what was it? Somebody dropped it. Who dropped a $100 holler? Oh, Chris, man, Chris W. Thank you for the $100 super chat. You guys are absolutely amazing. See you all on the Dynasty channel in just a few minutes. This show is live whenever big news breaks. I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm also additionally live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. And 2026 starts now. Tomorrow we're doing our first mock draft, 3 or 4 rounds. It'll just be me mocking up what I believe to be the top 3 to 4 rounds for 2026. We're getting straight to work. There's no break. There's no comeback in April or March. It's 365. Buckle up. Get ready for the ball in 2026, and we're going to take over your league. If you failed it or if you won it, we're going to double down and win again. It all starts tomorrow, but let's jump over and start now in Dynasty. Hit the link that's in the live chat. I'm going to drop it one more time. There it is. Boom. See you all on the Dynasty channel in about 5 minutes.